what kinds of questions would you ask the hiring manager to gauge whether it's a company you would enjoy working at? You can't. Because if you really wanted to do that, you'd be asking tough questions. And number one, they can't give honest answers to tough questions for a variety of reasons. Like if you said, like, okay, what's something pretty benign? You say, like, what's the worst aspect of working here? Or if you could change one aspect of working here, presumably that is not ideal, what would it be, right? Now, a lot of times, first of all, they can't answer that because that would be crossing the line into behavior that does not represent their organization in a favorable light. They're not going to turn around and say, well, you know what, to be honest with you, the morale here sucks. And if there's one thing I could change, that would be the thing I would change. I'd tell the managers, for God's sake, take a vacation, lighten up. You know, they like to do certain things here that just, it's a real downer for everyone. There's mandatory overtime, things like this. They do things that really make people miserable here. That's what I'd change. I'd make it a priority to, care about morale and do little things that help boost it, right? Are they going to say that to you in a job interview where you're the candidate and they're the interviewer? No, they're not going to say that, right? Even if they thought that way, they're not going to say that, right? The other thing is that you ask this question of them, it kind of makes them squirm a bit, and they don't like that. That means they're going to think more unfavorably of you. It's like, oh, you're trying to put the screws to me. I don't appreciate that. This isn't fun anymore. You're asking me tough questions that I'm having to deflect because I can't answer them or don't want to answer them. That's not fun. I have a bad feeling about you now. Is this what working with you is going to be? You're going to be the type of person that makes me squirm and creates awkwardness whenever I have to talk to you, right? So it's bad for you in the job interview. So it's a double whammy. Not only do you not get honest answers, it actually, increases the odds that you're not going to get hired, right? So for that reason, you can't really get this information from a job interview. That's not what you should be trying to get, okay? The way you would get that information is not by asking these people, right? I want to know the dirt on you, so I'm going to ask you. No, you go and you do your independent research. That's how you get the dirt on them. What are people saying about them online? Do you know someone who has worked for them? Go and talk to them about them. Like we were talking about LinkedIn, okay? Here's something you can do with LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn and do a people search in your hometown for people who are former employees of this company that you're thinking of working for, okay? You can find them. So like you type in the name of the company and then you say search and you get a whole bunch of search results. These are individuals. And you look at the ones that are former employees. They're not currently working there, but maybe their previous job, maybe recently previous job, maybe 3 months ago they were working there, or a year ago they were working there. And you can also send them a message. You could say, would I be able to give you a quick phone call? I could end up being employed by this company. I'd very much like to talk to you about, your thoughts on working for that employer, something like that, or ask you about your experiences working for that employer, something like that. And, a lot of people will not respond or they'll say no, but some people will say yes. They'll say, sure, here's my number. And you call them up, you have a quick phone call. You say, hi, thanks very much for taking my call. Listen, here's what I was wondering. I may be offered a job to work for these people. I'm not sure yet, but I understand that you have worked for them. What would you say about them? Was it a good experience or not so good experience? And then just let them talk. Right? That's how you get information on the company. That would be a very good way of getting information. Now, it's going to be anecdotal. It's going to be one person's opinion, but it's better than nothing, right? If you do that with a couple of people, like say this is like a big deal for you, you're going to get there could be a really good career job in the wings. So if you can phone 3 people and say, what were your experiences? What do you think of these guys? Are they good? Are they not so good? Was it, can I ask, why did you leave? Right? Or what attracted you to them in the first place? And then why did you leave? right? That would be useful knowing. It's anecdotal, but you get 3 independent sources, right? So you could do stuff like this. Now, if you're absolutely, how can I put this, shit scared of talking to somebody on the phone, I would highly encourage you to just push yourself a little out of your comfort zone. Do something like this. Number one, in a perfect world, you shouldn't be scared of talking to someone on the phone. The phone it can be an incredible tool to give you all kinds of information that can help you succeed. You can maybe try and do this by sending messages, sending a quick note virtually, through LinkedIn's Messenger or emails or something. I don't know. But it would be better if you could just talk to them, like on the phone, at the very least. It'd be even better if you could go and talk to them face to face. Okay, but like that would be the way to do it. Don't try and get that information through the recruiter at a job interview. Or a hiring manager, even the hiring manager. The hiring manager works for them. They have a vested interest to not make them look like a bunch of idiots and make them look attractive as an employment opportunity for you. They're not going to like shoot themselves in the foot by saying, well, to be honest, this is a crappy place to work. And, I don't know what kind of boss I am. I'd like to think I'm a good boss, but all my employees keep leaving. So, they're not going to say that stuff.